What up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. 2-2. Let's see. I don't even know where I'm at. There we go. That's better than nothing. Hi, everyone. I'm completely prepared. Everything is fine. Oh. I made a thumbnail and everything, and then I think I got distracted while I was uploading it, and it didn't upload. So the whole time I thought everything was cool, and then at 56 after, I'm like, all right, let's create the stream real quick. No big deal. It's not what I needed. Welcome to the Wednesday witching hour, y'all. It's good to see you. Who is that in the comment? Scales, nature artist. I know that guy. What up, buddy? This is what my voice sounds like now. It's all right. It's not great, but you know what I mean? And like, I can order a cheeseburger. I can go to work and say, nah, I ain't gonna do that. So, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, everything should be fine. Did you make it home, buddy? Of course, buddy. So you made it somewhere to work out. You're doing all right too. That's good. Waiting for my peeps to pop up, but we're all hanging out, man. It's the last second start because I got distracted. I thought I had not apparently done the pregame, so that was my bad. So let's try that. Things could get hokey for a second. That's what I'm talking about. That is not the right one. Is that okay? I'm doubled. Double, double. When a man sits in the dark and contemplates his existence. I'm sorry, that's not what this stream is about. We're all about fish here, guys. That could have gone badly real quick. All right, let's work on getting something straight. My audio should screw up as soon as I separate both of these and abandon one of them to the garage. But let's go see what's going on. There's a situation with these guys. We'll talk about it. There's a situation with these guys. We'll talk about it. What else have I got? There is some new guys. We'll talk about it. And we got to feed everybody. So, you know what I mean? Like, very full stream, y'all. Like, we're already behind. Sorry for being late with the thing about the thing. You know. All right, let's see what we got going on. Oh, there I am. I'm not looking bad. I mean, I've looked better, but I have not looked worse. How do you say handsome badger in French? I mean, that's kind of what I'm feeling today. Feeling handsome badgery. All right, let's make that one big. Me little. Nope, wrong way. Double check. Good evening. Good day, everyone. Whatever's going on in your sky, we're approaching midnight rather fast over here in Central Texas. Welcome to the Fish Room Garage. I went and partied all weekend instead of working all weekend like I normally do, and it was good. There's no way I could do that every weekend. There's no way. Let that one's muted. Let me leave here in the fooling and finding out fashion. And I would like an audio. I am drinking coffee, so it is getting better and better. Still at the beginning of my coffee journey for the day. I'm glad to be back with my coffee machine. It was a little disorienting, like not knowing where and when like my coffee was gonna happen. Because I've got it set up so that I get a cheap ration of coffee every day, drinking a plethora of it. So let's get down to business. Everybody got here. That's good. The Council of Eight can commence. So, can you hear me currently? Audio good. Excellent. Perfect. So, Sam Scales was the first one in here. Yeah, man, I got to hang with Sam, dude. It was fun. I went with Sam Scales to Walmart. You know what I mean? Like, they're your real life buddy if you've gone to Walmart with them. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got home last night, 2 Scales uh, about 9:30, 10. Vibes had another 30 minutes. We unloaded my car and loaded his car in like record time. And like, I unloaded my car and picked up a little bit of trash. And I was like, this car is cleaner than when I started out on the trip. So it's pretty good. Mike loves life. I am good. And Aquashella was a blast. I'm working on, I have to get it converted though. So I might not be able to show it tonight. I like that. I like that scales. It was a mistype, but oh my goodness, I can't start the comment. Doesn't put it up there. This is bullcorn. Kind of bullcorn. That's weird. Ass. Did everybody hear that? It's not allowing me to now it's not allowing me to go back and chat. All right, whatever, man. Skipper's here. I love that. And Mark, first class. I see Skipper say hello everyone at 11:11. I can't see before that, guys. And I'm sorry about that. But what's going on, everybody? Not a lot. Now things are working. All right. Jeb Kane, Elfish Tanks, First Class Fish, Dixon Designs. Sam Scales is here in the chat. One of the many people I was hanging out with at Aquashella. One of the cooler people I was hanging out with at Aquashella. Everybody was cool in their own way. You know what I mean? But just like when you're looking at rocks on the beach or on the side of the road, some are shinier than others. You know what I mean? Just what it is. There we go. Yeah, Jeff heard it. There we go. Yeah, the stupid app like shut down on me. Howdy, Stephen P. Zen Ginger. Oh, we got all the folks here. Fish family, what up? What up? Talked to a few people about you. There's a kid that was programming cards that like have your information on them, and you just tap them on a phone, and the information goes over there. But unfortunately, you have to have the latest phone. So Fathom's phone didn't work, my phone didn't work, and Vibe's phone didn't work. So like, you know what I mean? Like he was getting frustrated, you know what I mean? And I was like, hey man, look, it's hard being from the future, you know? Like it's all right. But I mean, it's it seems less versatile than a CAPTCHA that I could put on a sticker and put on a wall anywhere, or I don't know, on a fish tank. There's so much to talk about tonight. I'm so excited. Hello, Anthony. Surf City up in this house. Coro. Oh, that's funny. NFC has been around. Yeah, but like, why haven't mine? Is it because I'm on iPhone 8? Vibes dropped his. He's having to get another one. I think he's got a 10, right? I was rubbing elbows with Sam Scales Eakers and the TGOE crew. I met some saltwater folk and hung out with them. I think that they are pretty big channels, but they thought it would be fun to come onto a small channel and convert us all to saltwater, which, I could probably use some advice when planning out my tank and stuff like that. So maybe a few check-ins with them, you know what I mean, as I get started. Maybe I'll do a saltwater tank this year. Uh, right, Gina? Gina knows what's up. Gina knows what's up. So so I had a 20-gallon tank that I brought with me, and I brought probably 150 to 200 guppies, not counting fry. And like fry were happening the whole time. Like that that bucket was making babies the whole way up. And well, I had six brown bristle noses, had a 5-gallon bucket full of different easy to grow plants that were doing well for me. Valspiralis, Tiger Val, uh, Java Moss, and Saswassertang. There was something else, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, I brought some guppy grass too. So we had all of that there on Saturday, and the people were lining up, and my niece got there, and I left, and Fathom took took up the mantle and was handing out plants and fish, man. And like we were out like the first day. So, yeah, dude, turns out it's not hard to give away free fish at a fish convention where everybody is charging good money for fish. Um, I don't know, the crowd was hungry, but the crowd was only hungry for a deal, you know what I mean? Like, I think, uh, I think some of the spending may have been down, but, um, lots of people nodded and said that things were good, you know what I mean? Like, they didn't say things were okay, you know what I mean, or bad, you know what I mean? So, I talked to a few vendors, just to check and see how it went. I know that Shelby and Grant did well, like, didn't have they had some plants left and stuff like that, but I think their shrimp all went, man. Yeah, the LA Pet Fair, man, I've heard good things, and then there was another small gathering that Shrimp Envy was talking to me about in Charlotte, and I'd like to go and see what they do. I saw some pictures. I was talking with them, and I saw some pictures of their new shrimp room, you know what I mean? And, like, this is, like, however many fish rooms they've had in their life and stuff like that, and, like, this one looks real slick and, like, all put together and, like, all the tanks match and you know what I mean? Like, what we all dream about. What we all dream about, you know, especially those of us starting out in the hobby with, a mismatch of tanks in our garage, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, dude, it looks awesome. So I was invited to come see it at some point and, come hang out with them, and I assume Vibes is gonna go with me, you know what I mean? Oh, rooming with Vibes, awesome weekend, man, like, traveling around with him. We went and saw Beantown Aquatics on our way out of town. We went and got lunch with him. Uh, we went to a Cajun place, and I had of course, Eddie got gator bites and frog's legs, and they looked really good. But I got fried jalapenos and I got the catfish po' boy because I know what's up, and it was delicious. But, yeah, man, we hooked a lot of kids and people up with plants and fish and all of that, and, like, my deal was, like, if you don't mess with plants, like, take some of these plants, you know what I mean, and just try. Like, I'm telling you, they're doing alright for me, you know what I mean? Your odds of success are good. These are all things that are doing good in my fish room. I'm a newer guy, you know what I mean? Like, try it out. I was like, "There's no risk. There's no risk." So people found that really cool. Lots of smiles on faces and stuff like that. Hopefully, I got some more supporters through that. Hopefully, some of them show up to some of these live streams. And Fishtoberfest is in Portland. Oh, the plant skipper that I was giving away, it was like Tiger Vow that I got from LRB that I have a bunch of in almost every tank in my fish room. So Tang, which is all over the bottom of my 40-gallon breeder, just being happy. Java Moss, I got some clippings and like it turned into it filled a 10-gallon. So I pulled a bunch of that out so that I could get the what so I could put fish are in there. My rice fish are in there, so I got them a little bit more room to swim around. I think they were kinda mad about it at first because I think that they like just being in there and nobody can see them. Um, and then, And then I had some guppy grass and stuff like that, and I was like, "All you need is this little bit right here." And they were like, "My fish eat all my plants." And I was like, "Cool, man. Take a little bit of this duckweed right here and take some of this guppy grass." And I was like, "Grow it in a separate bucket, and every week just take half of it, and it'll just keep growing." You know what I mean? And I was like, "You can throw it in the tank and they can eat it." I was like, "It's good for them." You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, no, it was fun to talk to people. But I ran around with my niece. I got my face painted. She held a snake. We got a picture in front of a big decorative underwater aquatic reef looking thing. Uh, oh, she ended up finding her crested gecko. She blew her budget. Uncle Mike was there to collect the rest of the bag to get this crested gecko. And yeah, she sent me a picture tonight of it in its enclosure. It looks happy. So yeah, no, had a freaking blast, and that was Saturday. And then Sunday, I didn't get down there till noon, and I couldn't talk because I blasted out my voice because I get overly excited. So it was interesting. We had a blast though. I don't know, man. 14 hours makes me feel like you should stop, you know, partway through. Like, I don't think I would do 14 hours in one stretch. I'm not that guy anymore. Oh, you never had Tiger Valve Skipper? Yeah, man. Like when we trade something at some point and stuff like that, just remind me, man. I can put that in the box for you, sir. That is no problem. The Tiger Valve looks like regular Valve, except it gets bronze little marks on it, little rust marks all over it. So then it looks kind of like a tiger. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of mysteries out there. So I got a pair of redfin uh, catapunctatus, and the little one died on the way when we got home. Was still alive. He might have. The little one was frozen and was sitting really still on the bottom, still upright. So that little one could have died earlier in the process and passed a couple of visual checks. You know what I mean? Because like I'm not trying to like stress him out and make him move around. You know what I mean? Looked like it was chilling, but could have been dead. But I think the little one got pinched in between the wall, the glass wall, and the glass wall and the net when it was being taken out. And like I saw it, and it looked pretty rough, but it was moving around fine at the time. So it could have been that, or it was the smallest fish in there. So it could have been parameters, and like the smallest fish couldn't hang. But everybody else seems fine. I got a single caney eye Corydoras. I have three in another tank, and they only had one at Armored Cat. So I went ahead and bought the one that they had, so they're quarantining. Um, and I got myself a bushy nose pleco, and he looks like a lemon blue eye to me, but I was told that he was a long thin albino, so I'm not sure. And I'm going to give him some time to color up and tell me what's going on with him. Because he might just have some blue to his eye and like not, I don't know. But anyway, I got a male, and I think I need two blue-eyed lemons, and no, wait, I need two albino. I'm not sure. I gotta look. I need two of one and one of the other. So, okay, so the gestation is up to 2 months. So, yeah, that might have been what was going on. Hey, man, you never know. I mean, like, is there a piece of equipment that you've been looking for? Like $100 is like is a good is a good wad to walk into a Petco with. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, dog food is always a good pick as well. But yeah, Skipper, I'm curious to know what you get. Nice, Zen. Heck yeah, man. Flash your tails. Those are the ones that deserve to breed. You know what I mean? Like you're the master of your fish room, Zen. They have to do what you say. Oh well, they're always going to surprise you and not do necessarily what you want. You know what I mean? Like, hello, George RB3. Welcome, welcome, buddy. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, if it's tanks, you might want to wait um till next month. But Skipper, man, I assume you got dogs and other animals than just fish at your place. You know what I mean? Like if you have dogs, you need dog food. That's just that's just the way of it. So yeah, I just got one of those, and I don't know whether it's a male or a female, but you only need a pair of those to start. But they like being in a group. But I've been wanting some Shelleys for a while, so and they are in the Shelley category, but I don't believe they necessarily do shells. They will, but I think they'll do sickly caves as well. There you go. Yeah, that's right. I was like, Skipper's got dogs. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's talked about his dogs before. I mean, the amount of people that we normally watch online and stuff like that, the amount of them that have tanks and dogs is, I would say more than half. What does everybody else think? I should learn how to do polls sometime, huh? What, Fish Barn and Skull are the 2 that I would reach out to, for advice on, Goodeids that are fairly easy to for me to reach anyway and get a response from. I don't know, Zenny probably knows a lot more people in this fish world than I do. There you go, yeah, and Jeff is saying Skull. Uh, there we go. Yeah, it seems like all the information we have, at our fingertips and stuff like that, we should be able to glean that piece of knowledge about the fish, like, fairly easily, and the fact that it isn't, I mean, like, it just shows that while we've done so much, like, there's still so much to do as far as getting information to people. There you go. Yeah, that's what I was saying, it was, like, easy to get a hold of and get a response from. Um, I feel like I don't know Greg Sage like that. I know a local goody Ed, but he knows Curtis too, because goody Ed nerds unite. It's true, man. Right? Yeah, no, it's true. It's better to go to somebody who's keeping them. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, you do have to consider your source, and especially with scientific papers and stuff like that. Like, I read that book Lucy that was about the female hominid that was found that doesn't fit the current timeline at the time. So this was like in the early 90s, and this book was written 10 years before that. And man, there was a lot of tooting his own horn in the whole book. You know what I mean? And I thought that it was interesting and stuff like that. But I did, I did state the point that he's very sure of his findings. You know what I mean? Like, possibly to a point that isn't, like, scientifically correct. And my My teacher thought that that was a good point. He was like, that's important when you read things and stuff like that to consider the perspective of the person that's writing it. Okay, then, so you've been pining after these guys for like 5 years? They spent 8 days in the mail and made it alive? That's what I'm talking about. That's the good stuff. Right, exactly, exactly. So I'm still not a trusting person based off personal experience versus literature. So, Jeff, are you saying that so you favor literature over personal experience? I'll catch up in a minute. Right, yeah, the reverse card of the whatchamacallit, the Amazon. Oh, Sam, you're gonna do some collaborations with Paul Faro and Rodrigo and Kevin from Predatory Pens. That's cool, man. Yeah, dude, there were some like that was cool, and like Predatory Pens like had their own booth and stuff too. They were speaking, and then there was a frag off with them as well, I believe. So yeah, dude, it was pretty cool, and I was glad to see some more saltwater stuff up there. As far as speakers go and stuff like that, I feel like it wasn't balanced in other years, but maybe I don't think I was paying enough attention to it to say that for sure. Okay, so Cora is saying Jeff trusts his own personal experience over books. Okay, yeah. Literature isn't 100% accurate, but a loose guideline. Yeah, for sure. And, Jeff and Coro, I can say that is true in the medical field a whole lot too, because like the first thing you have to do is actually like assess your patient. You know what I mean? And like see what's actually going on with them. Because sometimes their lab values are complete trash, but they've been living like that for a while. So they're actually fine. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just one of those things. You know what I mean? Like you constantly run into it all the time. It's just like, well, you know, according to the numbers, you should be like this, but you're not. You know what I mean? Like you're defying the book. You know what I mean? Which happens. Just because the book says it's something, if the patient is acting differently, you kind of got to go with what's going on in front of you. Literature is accurate until proven wrong. Pathogenesis has been documented in many modern-day species and other reptiles previously thought not possible. That's cool, man. The more you know. The West Coast Circuit. I love that right there. First class fish. I heard the sound as the rainbow like came up with the star. They like mixed they mixed in education into our Saturday morning cartoons. That's right, Jim. Just like Jurassic Park, nature finds a way. So yeah, right now we're looking at a gravel bottom tank. It is my 20 long. It has a bunch of Anubias in it that we cut up, and it has a bunch of spiral valve on the right. There's a Madagascar plant, waffle leaf plant, not the one with the holes. I want the lace bad, but this was one with a waffly leaf, but I like it quite a bit. That's all on the right, and then on the left, there's a bunch of tiger valve, and then there's duckweed covering the top, which gives it that nice hazy look as the light catches all of that stuff on the top and it glows. There's also a light below that is bleeding into the frame as well. I feel like maybe when I set up the camera on that one, I shouldn't have done the telephoto lens. I feel like it might be too wide. I should have done the regular, and then I would have had to drug it closer to the tank, and maybe less light would be bleeding in. How do we know so much about 4,000-year-old teeth? I don't know, man. Right. Sam is saying we don't know anything about old fossils, just made guesses. Yeah, it kind of appears that way sometimes. Yeah, man. I mean, it's true, especially if you find something that doesn't fit the rest of it. You know what I mean? Like everybody else whose work is like all based on these conclusions that we've been going on for a while, they don't like it if the paradigm's going to get shifted. They don't like that at all. So they'll shout you down quite a bit first. But I guess if you got good information and it gets verified, it eventually gets through. But a bunch of people are going to try and block you. but that is true about everything and life. Science is just making the most educated guess on what we can't measure based on what we can. Yeah, I mean, like, that's a good part of it is they do something they can measure, and then they try to apply it to something much larger or much smaller that we can't. I think that they might have cage matches and stuff like that, but I think that they do it outside of, like, the public eye. Like, it's like Fight Club, like, the scientists don't talk about it, you know what I mean? But it's how they cull new ideas through physical fighting. Yeah, that's true. Scales freaking me out, man. Some ancient snails turned out to be antennae from a large predatory crustacean. So it had snail-like antennae? That's crazy. I did not know. I did not know that we knew that now, Zen. So, because it's coming from you, I'm just gonna believe it outright, and I'll look like a fool. I'll look like a fool if you're lying, but for you, I'll do it. Hmm. But do chickens have lips? I'm not sure, first class, but if they do, they're very thin. You know what I mean? Even crocs have lips. That's what I'm gonna name next week's episode. Eekers, you have a great night at work. I'm gonna flip this fish room over when we get done. It is 11:56 here in Central Texas. Midnight hour is coming in about 4 minutes. So everybody say everything that you needed to say to me on Wednesday in the next 4 minutes, and then we will continue into Thursday. Oh, first class. Yeah, actually, different, yeah, different academics throughout the. Like they try to be civilized and whatnot, but like, yeah, man, things have come to blows before. There's lots of stories about it. Uh, especially with all the stuff going on in Egypt, like after World War One and before World War Two. Is that the time period where like everything was just like black market and like Egypt stuff just like went like all over the world? Coro's on it. He's gonna look for some videos. Yeah, man, different Asian countries, their parliaments have gotten into brawls and stuff like that. I think it's happened like any of these countries more than 200 years old, like it's probably happened several times. How do Craig? Catfish Cave. Hey Craig, I got a bushy nose male that is light in color. I'm not convinced on that he is what I was told he was, but we'll find out. Yeah, buddy. I'm very happy. So I'm gonna slap another sponge filter in the goldfish tank, and I'm gonna work with Eddie on getting an FX6 over here for the 75. Gonna do a canister filter again. Hang on the backs are not working for the wifey. I have bought new spindles for both of them, and they're already rattling and making noise again. And in the 20-gallon snail tank, and in the 75-gallon, when the hang on backs start acting up, my wife will fiddle with it just a very little bit and then just unplug it. So I'm not as freaked out about that after, listening to LRB and things like that. But there are no plants other than blackbeard algae in the goldfish tank. So the goldfish tank still needs heavy water changes. The snail tank, I mean, it's got quite a few plants in there. It might not even need a filter. I might not put one on there, but I might just put a sponge filter in that one. But yeah, I got to do something, so I'm gonna go back to the canister. And Eddie's been wanting me to try one. But here we go. All the info is over Kate versus Marsh Bone Wars, which is at least one documented physical fight. Yeah, I do too, except my goldfish tank because these guys poop a lot, bro. Uh, I want to change the water every week for sure, and then in my in blue tanks and my guppy tanks, just because of the sheer amount of citizens, I want to change those as well every week. That's right, only Oscars, and I am completely cool with that, like, let them grow up, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Like I said, I found one, so once I figure out whether he's an albino or whether he's a stressed lemon blue eye, like, dude, he has, like, a little bit of blue, like, in his eyes, so I'm all like, "I don't know, I don't think those are blue eyes," and I was like, "But there is blue." So I'm gonna let him chill out for a couple more days. He was acting sketch and wouldn't eat yesterday, so hopefully he eats today. Yeah, scales. Yeah, man, I was never real interested in that. And yeah, I mean, I'm not interested in that. Like, I don't know. There we go, folks. LRB is still in apparently. All right. Dude, they are cute when they are little, aren't they? Only Oscars. Coro. Hang on, buddy. Let me get over to YouTube. Let me see if I can figure this out. That's dumb. Try opening YouTube again. Well, that's dumb. I can't open my live stream while I'm streaming, apparently. Lame. But yeah, I will try to figure that out, Cora. Yeah, no, exactly. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, I mean, like, we've narrowed it down. It should either be a thing or it shouldn't be. You know what I mean? So what is it? Yeah, look at that, man. We all want the same thing. Yeah, no, I mean, hey man, I want more mods in the chat. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about it either, but if somebody is going to be regularly in my chats and wants to drop links, well, I would like to give them the ability to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's smart skills. And I mean, also, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, for me personally, I feel like violence isn't the answer. You know what I mean? So I've just never been that into it. I'm a warrior, but I'm a peaceful warrior. Yeah, man. I mean, I would assume so. I mean, if they're gonna do it, it has to look legit, right? So, what's more legit than girls that hold the ring cards? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm not into real expensive cars, but you know, when they're all shined up and like on a thing, and there's like a girl showing off the interior of the car and whatnot, you know what I mean? It's just like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like that, I understand more than the car thing itself. But I know that these things are, like, immensely, popular, so I know that I'm swimming against the grain on that, you know what I mean? Like, but I've always been weird like that. Right? There you go. Skipper's like, "Who am I fighting? Listen here, you little don't make me go redneck." That's what I tell him. Yeah, you gotta point your fingers. It's a sanctioned New York State event. How come muscle car shows and bodybuilding competitions don't collaborate? Coral, I would think it has to do with the advertisers. I bet you that's the reason why. Because I don't see why muscle car people and bodybuilding people, like the two communities, don't like co-opt an event. You know what I mean? To like save money on the event. You know what I mean? It's just like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, bounce from this, bounce to that. You know what I mean? Like I think that I mean it's more for the people to see, you would gather a bigger crowd. So I would think that the advertisers are the problem. Why don't I have? I mean, it's kind of a good point, Coro. Yeah, that's true, Jeff. I mean, like, reptile keepers and fish keepers, we got enough problems without adding another negative hobby. But you know what I mean? Like, I just don't see the point. I mean, like, I'm interested in fish. I'm not actually interested in fighting. So I mean, like, if the fish people are gonna fight, well, that's great. You guys go do that. You know what I mean? It's like, do I want to go? No. Do I want to know what happened? Maybe. Maybe. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to know. I mean, I don't want to not know, like, who won the basketball championship or the baseball championship, but I've been watching basketball and, American football, this past year. So, the end of one season and almost all of this one, so that was that was interesting, and when you watch a bunch of the games and you watch the playoffs and all of that, like, you do kinda get, like, caught up in it and, like, seeing whether a team that you like is going to do well or not, you know what I mean? So that I mean, I mean, it's because I'm, like, forced to watch it at work, so but we don't do baseball, but I hear all about it from my mom, from an Astros perspective, so Zen, it's all about, like, Wipeout and those Japanese game shows where, like, people jump into large, like, mechanical contraptions and stuff like that, and, like, those look really dangerous, though. So you're speaking at a Pacific Northwest show instead of doing the event now? Alright. See, now physical feats of strength, I'm kind of interested in that, you know what I mean? But, like, watching people beat on each other's not into it. Sand and duckweed. Is that what's in your bucket, Craig? Sand and duckweed? Yep. Yep, 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 yep. So, yeah, I'm pulling the hang on backs out of the living room. It's a no-go with the wife. She cannot take a noisy spindle. Well, there you go, Craig. I mean, like, you got something going on, bro. Yeah, I know a couple people in town, and, like, that's their whole job is taking old muscle cars and converting them into electric cars. It's a big scene down here in Texas, and down here in Texas, because we don't have the harsh winters and stuff like that, like, there's not as much rust, stuff isn't rusted through and stuff like that, so, like, as far as, like, old cars go, like, There's stuff laying around in fields all over the place around here. So, yeah, muscle car stuff is like big business. Galaxy shrimp fry. Come on, everybody. That's good news. Congratulations, Craig. Craig, you want the common goldfish, man? Like, don't even mess around, dude. Just get some carp bodies in there, man. It's my favorite. That's right, Mike. That's the good stuff, buddy. Yeah, Ginger, that's what happens when you type in car like once for every 30 times you type in cat. That's funny though. I love that for you. Let me go put a little food in front of these guys. Maybe we can see the caney eye. Dixon Designs, you sleep well and have pleasant dreams, my friend. Thank you for always being here. I do appreciate you very much. Look forward to meeting you someday, somewhere. It'll happen. I believe it. Good night, my dear. Let me see if I can get these guys to come out. I do like how quiet the living room is without any hang on the backs going though. It's very quiet in there. I think that is what my wife desires. I'm gonna lay some flake on the top. See if we can't get them to come up. Give it a minute for them to find it. I think I have some Ludwigia repens floating here on the top with a bunch of duckweed and guppy grass. It's going pretty nice. Okay, there they are. That guy's got quite a little sword on him. It's outlined in black and then it's yellow. They haven't figured it out. It's on the top. But pieces are falling down slowly. There they go. That's the stuff, Big Mama. I lost a Big Mama that looked just like that last week. It was unexpected. I'm assuming some sort of, it's a little bit more bloated with babies in the belly. So I feel like she might have been having trouble with She might have been having trouble with childbirth, maybe. Annie and I are working their way forward. They seem to be a lot happier now. At first, they didn't know what to do with all these fish that just came in, so they were like, "I don't know." But when they were the only guys in there, they were especially scared. So I think that now that they're all together, they seem to be okay with eating together. But I love them so much. They've got like little pin dots all over them, and they have the little mask over their eyes, little stripes over their eyes. Very cool. They haven't found the Pleco wafer yet, but they will. Okay, you guys can have some too. Mm. Yeah, I had my canister fail on me, so I put a sponge filter and a hang on the back on and was able to make it work for about, I don't know, 6 months. But I spent $30 on parts for these two tanks, and it's not making a difference, and they're making a lot of noise. So I will put a sponge filter here and a sponge filter here, and I'm gonna get a FX6 to hang on this. That way my goldfish can have good filtration. And then I'm thinking about taking bristle noses and letting them run around in here when they're full size. Looks like I have more females than males, so I will be putting females in here. Let them run cleanup. Now that Mr. Sucky's gone. Good night, Asaya. Yeah, driving to Aquashella on Thursday, we drove through quite the storm. It was, if it got any worse than that, I was just gonna have to pull over, but we all just kept driving. Everything turned out all right. But Vibes was like, "Man, I'm glad you're driving." I was like, "This is what it was like driving down the Katy Freeway when I was learning how to drive on my way to school and stuff like that, like torrential spring rain or a hurricane dumping on us." Good night, first class. We got about one more minute till Miss June normally goes. We'll see whether she's going tonight or not, but I will be wherever there is a chat this evening, and I'm gonna start working on getting a lot of this water changed. Yeah, so relatively unscathed. Lost part of my Hillstream Lodge community. Oh yeah, no, that sucks. Mine just died off. They were in this tank, and there were 4 or 5 of them to begin with, and then there was just one for like a long time, and a two for a long time. So, but they did all right for me, and I just loved seeing them laying on a freaking Anubias leaf, chilling with a snail next to them and stuff like that. Got some great pics of one of them like that, and still one of my favorite pieces by oh my goodness, I'll think of it in a second. Sam's got some good posters too. Heck yeah, man. So you had them breeding in there, Zen? That's so great. All right. June is going tonight. That sounds great. I'm so excited about the whole thing. Well, I want to thank everyone for a wonderful stream, a wonderful evening, a nice recap on Aquashella. I had a blast. Like I said, I made new friends. I made people happy. I gave away some of the bounty of my fish room. You know what I mean? Like I felt like a productive part of the aquarium community. You know what I mean? Like, good time overall. It was so great. Yeah, I am working on a video right now. I'm working on getting it set up. Yes, his art goes far. It goes far and wide. Mr. Core works. It is true. Hey man, it was great to hang out with you too, Scales. And like, you're welcome anytime in this chat, brother. Everybody is. So just come see who's here. You knew everybody, almost everybody in here anyway, man. So it's freaking great. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.